يا الله، وأنت رب هذه الحياة ومقدرها ومسيرها، وكل شيء عندك في كتاب سبق وجودنا فيه. نسألك في كل أمر أن تضيء لنا الطرقات بنورك.
Quran says you are busy piling up, calculating, developing your careers, your money, your occupation, your wealth, until you visit the graves. Think about it. When was the last time that you went to a funeral? Was it your mother? Was it your father? Was it your grandfather? Was it your uncle? Was it your cousin? Was it your friend? Was it your wife? Was it your husband? The last time that you visited the grave, when you went to a funeral and you saw that person whom you loved that was laughing, crying, live, boasting, wealthy, educated, denying, arrogant, whatever they were. What was the demeanor of the people when you walked in that funeral home? When that person was stretched out in their last suit? What was the demeanor? Were the people cracking jokes? Were they dancing? Were they clapping and singing songs? No. Silence. Melancholy. Trauma. Why? Because every person that walked in that room, seeing that person stretched out, the first thing they thought about was not the person. The first thing they thought about was that one day, this will be me. So Allah said, all of us, all of you are engaged in running your mouths, doing your business, multiplying, buying houses, cars, business, whatever you're doing. And when you're told about God, religion, life, morality, you're saying, look, I ain't got no time for that. I ain't got no time for that. I don't want to hear that. I don't even believe in God. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I'm going to die, and if I do, maybe I'm coming back again. As a matter of fact, science is so sophisticated that I think really that they're on the verge of being able to solve the whole thing of death soon. We ain't got to die. If we got enough money, we don't even have to die. See how arrogant people can be until they visit the funeral house. And then after you go to the funeral house, if you got the guts, if you're able to do so, you go to the grave.
Check this shit out, bro. I'm about to red pill you. This thing's so awesome.
We're all bored now. But has it ever occurred to you, Wally, that the process that creates this boredom that we see in the world now may very well be a self-perpetuating, unconscious form of brainwashing created by a world totalitarian government based on money? And that all of this is much more dangerous than one thinks? And it's not just a question of individual survival, Wally, but that somebody who's bored is asleep, and somebody who's asleep will not say no? See, I keep meeting these people. I mean, just a few days ago, I met this man whom I greatly admire. He's a Swedish physicist, Gustav Bjornstrand, and he told me that he no longer watches television, he doesn't read newspapers, and he doesn't read magazines.
I wonder why.
He's completely cut them out of his life because he really does feel that we're living in some kind of Orwellian nightmare now, and that everything that you hear now contributes to turning you into a robot.
Bro, and that was 1981. Imagine today, bro. Imagine the control that these guys have, bro.
When I was at Findhorn, I met this extraordinary English tree expert who had devoted his life to saving trees. Just got back from Washington, lobbying to save the redwoods. He's 84 years old. He always travels with a backpack because he never knows where he's going to be tomorrow. When I met him at Findhorn, he said to me, "Where are you from?" And I said, "New York." He said, "Ah, New York, yes, that's a very interesting place. Do you know a lot of New Yorkers who keep talking about the fact that they want to leave but never do?" And I said,
They're fucking
yes.
slaves,
And
bro.
he said, "Why do you think they don't leave?" I gave him different banal theories. He said,
When you travel overseas, bro, you actually realize this shit's crazy. People are forced mentally. They don't even understand to be put in these situations. It's fucking crazy.
banal theories. He said, "Oh, I don't think it's that way at all." He said, "I think that New York is the new model for the new concentration camp, where the camp has been built by the inmates themselves, and the inmates are the guards, and they have this pride in this thing they've built. They've built their own prison, and so they exist in a state of schizophrenia, where they are both guards and prisoners, and as a result, they no longer have, having been lobotomized, the capacity to leave the prison they've made or to even see it as a prison."
The moment you tell somebody any sort of truth, right, that goes against their world fucking view, they mentally can't take it. They cannot handle the potential that they are living a life of slavery and that they've been lied to. They cannot comprehend that. It goes beyond their fucking little small peewee brains.
And then he went into his pocket and he took out a seed for a tree and he said, This is a pine tree. He put it in my hand and he said, escape before it's too late. See, actually for 2 or 3 years now, Chiquita and I have had this very unpleasant feeling that we really should get out. And we really should feel like Jews in Germany in the late 30s. Get out of here. Of course, the problem is where to go, because it seems quite obvious that the whole world is going in the same direction.
It's facts, bro. The entire world's getting absolutely eaten up, bro. It's getting chowed up 24/7 by all the bullshit. In a month, they shut down the entire world. They told you 2 weeks to curb the spread or whatever it was, and now it's been 2.5 fucking years. A ton of lies, a ton of bullshit, a ton of money spent, destroyed economy, destroyed small businesses, destroyed entrepreneurship careers, destroyed relationships, a ton of depression, a ton of overweight people, a ton of bad habits formed, idle minds, men dumb as fuck as they've ever been, weak as fuck as they've ever been, TikTok exploding, all these bullshit ass high dopamine apps, right, are taking off. And what do people have to show for it? They're still fucking broke, they're still poor, the stimulus check worked for nothing, and now they're sitting there with empty hands, even though we have 20 fucking % inflation rate. It's absolutely insane. And all of this is due to one thing, the lack of knowledge and the lack of information. Most people do not have it, and anytime you mention it, they'll scoff at you and laugh at you, not understanding that the only ones that are truly free are the ones that are educated and understand how the world actually works. So that's up to you. It's up to fucking you to do that.
What's the point to be successful in life when you throw away your hereafter and end up in hellfire? And there are 4 rules to it. Purify your intention, be sincere, and don't show off your good deeds. Don't come to the mosque because people are watching you. Don't wear, your hijab solely because of showing it off. And at the same time, the opposite. Don't not pray. Don't not wear the hijab. Don't not stop haram because you don't want people to say things to you. Do it for the sake of Allah. Sincerity, and don't do it to show off. Some people say, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. You are ready. You're telling yourself you're not ready. Wallahi, you're ready. One Indian actress, Muslim, she said, I watched it the other day, I forgot her name, subhanAllah, very famous. She said, I attended a funeral and there was a woman who had passed away and they shrouded her with the white shroud and then they covered her hair. And I asked, why do you need to cover her hair? And they said, Islamically, we're meant to return them back to Allah in the way that He loves them to be covered. He ordered this for women, and that's the way He would like to receive His property. And this lady, this actress, famous actress, she said, it hit me. I don't want the first day I wear my hijab, my last day on this earth, when I'm being washed. When are we going to be ready for salah? When are we going to be ready to change our lives? And I'm not talking just about hijab, I'm talking about brothers as well. When are we going to be ready to be fair to our family? When are we going to be ready to stop earning our wealth in haram and spending it in haram? When are we going to be ready? When? 60 years old. 60 years old, he decides to go and grow a tobacco farm business. Habibi, you're nearing your grave. Why end your life with something haram? Another person, I'm going to go and rot the system. I'm going to go and do this and I'm going to justify it religiously somehow. One person said to me, hey akhi, so what if we do all this haram? We're living in a kafir country anyway, it's all haram. So what? What did you just say? If you're saying you're living in a kafir country, so why not do haram? It's like you've accepted, so you think this is hellfire, so might as well enjoy hellfire. Not get out of it. But then who told you, just because you're living in a kafir country, who told you this is haram to live here? So long as you're able to practice your deen, nobody's standing in your way. It's your decision. Don't try and make up excuses now, just because you want to earn a little bit more wealth and money hungry with haram. What are you going to do in this life? What can you do? Allah has given you skills. Allah has given you knowledge. Allah has given you many blessings around you, brothers and sisters. The fact that, and I'll finish it with this, the fact that you are breathing right now, and the fact that you lived on right now means only one thing. It means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala still has use for you in this world. There are others around you that need you. There is something in this world that requires your presence, that without your presence it cannot happen. You are important. You have a purpose. So think of Allah that way. Ya Rabb, you've made me important. It's up to you. It's your mindset that's telling you stuff. all you. As for Allah, He says, I'm not negative. Think of me well, that's who I am. Ana arhamur rahimin. I am the most merciful. But you have to accept it and believe in what I'm telling you.